Hello guys, so I recently took a challenge with Bright Funded. I've been trading it for like 1 month, and today I'll be walking you through my dashboard and just showing you my stats for the month. Apparently, July has been my first losing month of the year because I've been showing you my monthly performance since the year began, and at least every month has been profitable. By Q2, I think I had done about 27% up for the year. So starting Q3, my first month, July, was a negative month. I've gone into a drawdown of about 3%, lost about 3 trades in a row. So my Bright Funded 200k account is in a drawdown. I took the 200k challenge, I think, just last month, and I went for the two-step, just the industry standard, 5% daily drawdown, 10% maximum drawdown. And 1 month later, this is how my dashboard looks like. Also, I use CTrader because they offer CTrader and DXTrade. So the platform I went for was CTrader. So you can see my CTrader is also here. The same account is reading live, although it's a phase 1 challenge. You can see the balance right now. We are down about exactly 3.2% in the 200k challenge. And this is the history of some of the trades that I took during the month. So all of them you can see are in July. This was, I believe, maybe a break even or something. Oh no, this was a 0.01 lot size. It means maybe I was just taking this to activate the account. So the trades I took are here. You can see the same losses appearing on my dashboard. If I scroll downwards, here the same trades. The most recent loss was on July 23rd. That was on CAD JPY. So on my trading view, if we go back on July 23rd, you can see I was going long on this market, but it didn't work out. Took a stop loss on that. And my first loss on the account, I think, was on the 9th of July. 9th of July on my trading view, you can see we do have the setup here. I was trying to go long as well after getting a significant pullback in this market. And the trend had been bullish for a while as well. So all my conferences were met. We had a very nice pullback. Even though I took this trade a bit late, I took it at about 7 p.m. And based on my entry criteria, the last time I can take a trade is about 7 to 8 p.m. I don't really execute past 8 p.m. So the trade came very late. It was just about 1 hour before my trading day ends. So I was quite skeptical about it because usually when the trade is coming just a few minutes before your trading window ends, it might not always be the best trade. However, it still respected my entry criteria. I took it and eventually it closed in a loss. So you can see that is on 9th of July. You can see the same trade appearing on my account here. So that's it. So far, I think for the first month, out of the 5 minimum trading days required, I've only traded for 3 days. So I have 2 more days to hit the 5 minimum days. My maximum daily loss is usually 5%, and currently I've only hit about 3% max on my biggest day, which was on the 23rd of July. Max loss is at $20,000. We are down 6,500. So 6,543 from the 200k account. You can see we are down exactly about 3.3%, basically out of the maximum loss allowed. And my profit target is 8% for phase 1, which is $16,000. I'm down, so that means I still need to recover this first before I can aim for the $16,000. If you look at it in terms of the dollar amount, it looks like a huge amount. If you look at it in terms of percentage, then this is just 8%. Also, if you look at the loss in terms of the dollar, it looks like a huge loss, but this is barely 3%. And based on my strategy using a 1:3, if I just get 1 TP, I should have recovered all the loss and gone back into profit, or at least into a break even. So trading with Bright Funded for a month has been quite interesting. Before, I've only traded with MT5 a lot, MT4 and MT5, and of late I've been using MT5 more. But with Bright Funded, I think they offer CTrader and DXTrade, which you can see here. So you have to choose between the two. So myself, I went for CTrader because I think CTrader is quite easy to navigate if you look at it. But interestingly enough, I've not been using CTrader that much because one of the features I love with this prop, which is also why I took them, and it's something I'm trying to look moving forward for most of the props I'm taking right now as I try to scale my capital, is firms that don't have an issue with using a trade copier, as long as you are, using your own trade and you're not copying from any other person. So on Bright Funded, on their website, it's indicated that using a copier is allowed between your Bright Funded accounts or other evaluation firms as well, or retail brokerage accounts, provided all these accounts are held by the same person. So if at some point they want to prove these accounts are yours, you should be able to show that you're copying from your own accounts. So basically for these accounts, as much as they offer CTrader, myself have not been executing with CTrader as much I've just attached my 200k account to my other accounts I have in different props, and I can execute there on my MT5, and then automatically it copies here, which is an advantage and something that I personally like. Also, the spreads are completely fair, honestly. If you look at a pair I'm trading like UJ, this is UJ on the 1 hour. I believe you can check and see for yourself. This is the spread on UJ right now. If you are trying to go long as a day trader, this is not a very bad spread at all. Let's try to switch and go to the 15-minute just to confirm. Same thing, this is the M15. The spreads are not bad. So as I trade USD/JPY, because that execution is very important in terms of the spreads mostly. If the spread is too big, sometimes it might affect your stop loss, your TP. You might hit your stop loss early, prematurely, or the trade might go to your TP and it doesn't close. So for me, the spreads have been nice. I have no complaints about that. It's just been one of those bad months, bad in terms of the results, because maybe I'd wish as a trader to finish my months positive, but in terms of my strategy, I won't call it a bad month because everything was respected. In terms of the discipline in the market, I tried to execute as well as I could. I followed my plan. I didn't break my rules. It's just one of those setups where you take and they fail, which is completely normal. So officially, July is my first losing month for this year. Down a negative 3%. Looking forward to see how August will be, and hopefully I'm able to recover from the drawdown. I've been risking somewhere close to about 1% per setup. Some setups I got them late, like this trade. The reason why it lost slightly more than 1% is because I got the execution quite late. My entry was supposed to be with this candle here, slightly, just at the entry, but I ended up finding my entry quite late because I think I wasn't looking at my charts at that time. That's why I ended up losing more. It's just that when you're trading a big account, the figures look so big, but this is barely about a 1.5% loss on that trade. Because the problem with getting your entries late, it means it also increases your stop loss. So assuming I was supposed to execute at this level and my stop is 15, you see, if it hits the 15 pip stop loss, I lose that 1% that I'm risking. But if you get this setup late and you end up executing up here, let me just put a straight line. You end up executing here, and your stop loss is still at the same level because based on the strategy, this was the best stop loss level. You see, when the trade comes against me, I'm no longer just risking 15. I'm risking 15 plus the number of pips of which I took the setup late. So you add that up, and this trade, literally I was risking close to 20 pips. That's why I've ended up losing more than 1% on that setup. So that's something I'm also looking forward to make sure I correct in my next trades, to try to get all my setups on time, because these mistakes sometimes are very costly and they make you end up losing more than you should. So basically that has been my 1 month experience so far. I'll keep updating you guys as time goes by. I'm never in a hurry. I just try to follow my plan and see where the plan will take me. Also, something else, the customer support is quite nice, because during this month I think I had like 1 or 2 issues where there was just some things I wanted some clarification, and they do have a live customer support, which makes it quite easier, because for me the customer support was very responsive anytime I had an issue. And if you want to trade with CTrader and DXTrade and you are new, one thing I also noted is that they have a trading academy where they've shown you how to connect and trade with your DXTrade platform or your CTrader platform. So we do have the guide here for the PC and the laptop. So if you're not conversant with the platforms, they have you sorted. So that's it for this video. Let's see what next month or the next few trading weeks have in store for me. And I hope you got something from this video. It's part of trading, always going into drawdowns. What matters is you keep your risk low, because if I lose the next couple of trades, then it means the drawdown will be increasing. But if I'm able to get 1 or 2 winners anytime soon, it becomes easier to get out of this drawdown. So depending with how my next 1 to 2 trades will be, they'll help me to determine whether I'll be maintaining my risk at about 1% or whether I'll have any reason to believe I should cut down my risk just to protect my account. Because again, a 200k account, goes for close to 975, I don't know, is it pounds or something? 975 euros. Even if you input the discount, you're still paying quite some money for this account. So you want to make sure you're trading it well with proper risk management. So that being said, I'll see you next time, guys. Peace out.